Hey, what's going on, guys? Michael here from partsper.ph again, and this is the 2019 Suzuki Jimny GLX. Now, I know we've done a few videos with the Jimny, but what's different, or what I'm going to try to do in this video, is really sort of give you guys an idea what it's like to actually drive. There's a lot of videos out there that you can see where they do all of these tests and they tell you all the specs. Those things you can sort of Google on your own. I'm sort of going to give you the reality, or what the real world feeling is like to actually drive a Jimny. Now, again, this is the 2019 GLX version of the Suzuki Jimny. This one is sort of in that highlighter yellow, which is a color that I personally think is fantastic, and it suits the car really well. Now, one of the things about this car is when you first see it, it's not a vehicle that's going to give you that reaction of, hey, that's a badass car, or hey, I really want that. The initial reaction, at least my initial reaction, is, hey, that's a cute car, that looks like a fun little toy, that looks like a car that's going to be perfect for the streets of Manila. And let me tell you why. Now, as you can see from your point of view, the car is a pretty compact vehicle, which I think is really one of the reasons why it's perfect. Now, I live in Rizal. There's a lot of streets here that's pretty tight between motorcycles and tricycles and things like that. Some of the streets here can get really narrow. This car, I have no problem getting through those streets whatsoever. My typical vehicle, which is a Pajero, usually I have to sort of squint and try to squirm and try to really squeeze myself in some of those spaces. But with this car, I have no problem with that whatsoever. Now, another thing, or another reason why I like this car a lot, is really these headlights. Now, this comes with a set of LED projectors, which I think are absolutely fantastic. They really sort of light up the road really well. They have a fantastic color. They have a fantastic cutoff. One of the features that I like about it, there's a knob that you can sort of move up and down, or you can rotate to move the headlights up and down. That's a great feature, especially here in Manila, where some of the streets that we have aren't necessarily lit very well. So I like those headlights a lot. The grille, I think, is absolutely fantastic. It sort of gives you that typical Suzuki Jimny feel and look to it without sort of being over the top. So I think they did a really good job on the front fascia of this car. The fog lights is another thing that I absolutely love. You turn that on and it really lights the street up really well. In combination with the headlights and the fog lights, this lighting system on the Suzuki Jimny is fantastic. Now, moving to the back of the Jimny, you see that there's the spare tire hanging off here in the back. I don't know if you guys can see it from that angle, but the roof on the GLX version is also blacked out. I really like the rear end here. You've got sort of a nice rectangular window, decreases the blind spot a lot. You've got these big taillights back here as well. Really lets so the people behind you know that you're about to come to a stop or make a turn or go into reverse. Now, if we open up sort of the rear compartment area, you'll see that the space back here is quite limited. Right now, I've got an umbrella, and that's really pretty much it when it comes to this particular space. If you do need a little bit more, you can knock the back seats down by simply pulling on this tab, and it does a sort of a 50-50 split. Now, if you want to go grocery shopping, not a problem. You just can't do it with other people. You know, if you have 4 people back here, doing sort of a big grocery stop is not necessarily going to work, because again, the space back here is quite limited. This car, I don't think it's really necessarily going to give you a lot when it comes to space, but then again, this car, the way I see it, it's more of an urban hauler versus a road trip type of car. Let's hop inside. Now, the interior of the Suzuki Jimny is really nice. Is it fancy? No. Is it going to give you all of these leather trims and this and that? No. The reason why I think it's nice is because it's straightforward and it's simple. You've got some hard plastics all throughout the dashboard. You've got cloth seats, which for me, it's really nice. One of the things I really like about it is the HVAC system. The reason why I like it is it's really simple. You've got 2 knobs, one to control your fan speed, the other one for your temperature. super simple. It's not one of those sort of touch screen, you have to go to various menus to be able to change your HVAC system. This you can do on the fly. I close my eyes, hey, this is to change my fan speed. Do I want to make it faster? Cool. Do I want to make it slower? Easy. Do I want to change my temperature, make it hotter? Not a problem. Make it cooler? Done. It's that simple. Right in front of the gear lever, you've got 4 knobs. One for your driver's side window, one for your passenger side, one to turn traction control off, and one for hill descent. You've also got USB ports and a 12-volt outlet right up here. You've got your gear lever, and also to be able to change it whether you want to go for high, for low, or too high. Handbrake, easy. Little coin bucket, and then 2 cup holders. Super simple. Here is one of the modifications that we did to this interior. This is the brand new sort of growl head unit for the Suzuki Jimny. One of the reasons why we did this modification is because the stock head unit does not come with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. The growl head unit gives the Suzuki Jimny those features now. Another, or sort of more features that it comes with it, is it gives you the ability to be able to connect online through the internet, through Google Chrome, YouTube. It can give you the ability to watch Netflix while you're stuck in traffic. If you want to do Spotify, Waze, no problem, really easy. All you have to do is be able to connect your phone through here and then hotspot the growl head unit with your phone. Otherwise, you're pretty much good to go. Another cool thing is it allows you to retain your steering wheel controls. Again, no frills, straightforward interior. This is one of the reasons why I like the Jimny a lot. All right, guys, so 24 hours later, change of outfit. Let's take the Jimny out for a ride. Now, one of the things that I really like about the Jimny is the fact that its footprint is so small. It's such a compact car that you're really not going to have a problem sort of parking it anywhere or driving through like tight, compact spaces in the streets of Manila. I know where I live in Rizal, some of the streets there are really, really tight. It can be quite congested with, you know, Jeeps and tricycles and motorcycles sort of parked everywhere. And one of the reasons why I like the Jimny is because I can get through those spaces without a problem whatsoever. Now, there are some things that I don't like about the Jimny. I know I mentioned earlier, interior is no frills. It's pretty straightforward, it's pretty basic. You've got some plastic pieces, but I do wish that there was a little bit of luxury sort of inside the car. I wish that the dashboard wasn't as plastic looking and feeling as it is. I wish that the seats were a little bit nicer, maybe leather seats or things like that. I do really wish that the window buttons are actually on the door. Now, every time I drove or every time I try to open the window, I would always sort of grab my door handle looking for the button. Obviously, I had to learn that it's here on the center console, which is a little bit annoying, but it's nothing that I can't get used to. In the beginning, when I first drove it, I honestly hated the car. I immediately told a friend of mine, you know, even if I had the money, I would not buy the Jimny just because it really didn't feel right. Second day I drove it, I fell in love with it. The third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, each day that I drove the car, it felt better, it felt nicer. I got more comfortable with the car. I think my instant hesitation with the vehicle really had to do with more the fact that I was used to my car. I'm used to a bigger vehicle with all of these things being in certain places. I just needed to get acclimated to the vehicle. Nothing that, you know, was the Jimny's fault. But for me, overall, if I had to give this car a score, I would probably score it a 9 out of 10, a 9.5 out of 10, because it really gave me everything that I needed, especially driving situations here in Manila. Again, it's easy to park, it's easy to be able to make U-turns. I can pretty much get through any street without a problem. I feel like the size of this, or at least the width, is pretty much just as wide as, say, a tricycle. So it really gave me no problem to be able to get around town and things like that. So I really like it. This is a car that I would highly recommend if anybody out there is looking for their first car. If you've got a small family, maybe 1 or 2 kids, I think this car would be perfect. If you're a single person and you do single things, I think this car would be really, really good for you because you've got plenty of space to be able to go grocery shopping. without having to drive this gigantic car that everybody else is sort of driving. This car is sort of that highlighter yellow. I'm not exactly sure what the exact color is called, but I like this color a lot. I think it suits the car well. This is just a fun, practical, cute car that I would highly recommend anybody sort of buy. So if you have any questions about the Jimny, hit up your local Suzuki sort of dealership. If you're interested in anything about partspro.ph or really any parts for your Jimny, hit us up at partspro.ph. You can also check us out on Facebook, which is at partspro.ph, or the website www.partspro.ph. Again, my name is Michael. Hope you guys have a great one. Hopefully you guys like the video, and if you do, please comment down below. These are videos that I want to do a lot more of. So again, thank you so much. Have a great day.